Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the content that we're throwing up, and make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy the video, and yeah, let's begin. What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and for today's Beyond Omega level video, we're going to tackle a character from the DC universe since we've been fairly Marvel heavy in this series recently, and we're going to talk about a character that's been mentioned a few times in the comments section, Captain Adam. Now, as we get into the origin of Captain Adam, we'll see that although he is a DC character now, he actually didn't start out that way, and we'll see that there have been multiple incarnations of his character. So the first version of Captain Adam was created by Joe Gill and Steve Ditko and made his appearance in Space Adventures #3 in 1960, published by Charlton Comics. Now, he was a scientist named Alan Adam who joined the US Air Force and attained the rank of captain. Get it? Captain Adam. But anyway, he's working on a rocket at Cape Canaveral and is accidentally launched into space. And as it turns out, the rocket was also carrying an atomic bomb that detonated, vaporizing Adam, who would rematerialize back at the launch site, of course, and had powers such as flight, energy blasts, shields, phasing, and invulnerability. And so he takes on the less than creative moniker of Captain Adam and begins working as a superhero for the military. And so this version of Captain Adam would go on to get his own solo series from 1965 to 1975. Now, in the late 70s and early 1980s, Charlton Comics began to experience some financial troubles, and the rights to many of Charlton's characters, including Captain Adam, were acquired by DC Comics in 1983. And so the original plan for these characters was for them to be used in a story written by Alan Moore. However, that plan would be scrapped, and Moore would use original characters based on the Charlton heroes instead. And as a result, we got one of the most well-regarded comics of all time, The Watchmen, with the character of Dr. Manhattan being heavily based on Captain Adam. Now, the Charlton characters would eventually be introduced into the DC universe during Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1985, where they were revealed to inhabit Earth 4, which would merge with the existing DC universe in the new unified continuity. Now, the original Captain Adam made his final appearance in 1986 and would quickly be replaced with a new version in 1987's Captain Adam #1 by Cary Bates and Pat Broderick. Now, this new version of Captain Adam was Nathaniel Adam, also a captain in the Air Force, and this time a veteran of the Vietnam War. He was framed for a crime and sentenced to death, but was allowed to avoid his sentence by agreeing to participate in a secret government experiment codenamed Project Captain Adam. In exchange for his presidential pardon, Nathan agrees to take part in the testing of an alien ship's durability by going into the craft and remaining there while an atomic bomb underneath it was detonated. Not surprisingly, he's totally disintegrated, but would reappear 18 years later with the metal of the alien craft now bonded to his body and allowed him to access the quantum field, which granted him immense powers. It also turned out that because he was presumed dead, his pardon never went through, so he's forced into working for the government as a superhero Captain Adam. Now, as far as Captain Adam's powers go, as a result of the experiment, his skin is bonded with the alien metal known as Delestal, which is actually part of an alien being called Silver Shield, which allows him to tap into the quantum field, a seemingly limitless source of energy. Captain Adam's ability to absorb and control this energy is limited only by his own will and imagination, which I feel like isn't saying a lot lately in these Beyond Omega level videos, but he routinely uses his energy to fly and give himself superhuman strength, nigh invulnerability, and super speed, among other things. In terms of strength, he's been shown to be able to break free from the grasp of Superman and to break a hard-light construct created by Hal Jordan. His speed is such that he's been able to catch the Black Racer, who's one of the fastest characters in the DC multiverse, and claims that he can reach the speed of light. Furthermore, Captain Adam's durability allows him to endure insane amounts of damage without any ill effects, mostly due to his ability to absorb an insane amount of energy, and has been able to absorb all the energy generated by the detonation of a nuclear warhead with no real setbacks, I guess is the best way to put it. Captain Adam is also able to survive without air, water, and food, and has been able to survive the vacuum of a black hole without being harmed. Although impressive, superhuman strength, speed, and durability are only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Captain Adam's powers, as his ability to manipulate energy allows him to do basically whatever he wants. Of course, he can use the ability offensively and dish out a huge amount of damage, creating concussive energy blasts that are capable of destroying everything within a pretty large radius. Even more impressively, his energy manipulation seems to grant him reality warping powers as well. In one instance, he destroyed an entire universe simply because his dog died, and then recreated the universe so that his dog was alive. And in fact, he did this again 3 times, casually tearing down all of reality and building it back up to suit his own will. In addition to reality manipulation, Captain Adam is also capable of matter manipulation, having vaporized individuals from existence with a single touch, and on another occasion, he turned arrows that were being fired at him into harmless butterflies, even though arrows would surely not have had any effects on him even if they had hit him. And so in Captain Adam, we have a character who's probably as strong as Superman, seemingly indestructible and able to manipulate energy, matter, and reality. That in and of itself is enough to put Captain Adam well beyond Omega level. But there are actually a couple other versions of the character that I want to touch on before we end the video, because they're even more powerful than the main version. So when Captain Adam is attacked by a monitor, his skin is damaged and he has to put on armor from the villain Monarch to keep his energy contained. However, due to the trauma of the attack, Captain Adam goes insane, so his potential for manipulating quantum energy is no longer tempered by any moral code, and so he just lets loose with reckless abandon. While in this state, Captain Adam destroys the city of Bloodhaven and states that he's capable of destroying entire worlds. He transported several versions of various heroes from different dimensions to an arena and killed most of them. He was also able to defeat 3 versions of Superman: classic Superman, Red Sun, and Christopher Kent, the biological son of Zod from Superman the Last Son, as well as 51 other versions of himself from other Earths. Monarch, as he's now called, claims that he possesses nearly as much energy as the Big Bang. Monarch then battles Superman Prime to a stalemate, and when his suit is punched, the energy released kills everyone in the universe of Earth 51 with the exception of the Monitor. So yeah, the version of Monarch of Captain Adam is even more ridiculously powerful than the normal version. And the same can be said for the new 52 version of his character as well, who got a big power upgrade when DC rebooted his continuity. He also received a new origin, as this time Nathaniel Adam volunteers for an experiment being conducted on the quantum field and is once again accidentally vaporized and then reappears as a being of pure energy. The atoms that comprise this version of Captain Adam are constantly dividing and reforming, which makes him immensely powerful but also molecularly unstable. This version of Captain Adam is also insanely powerful and is able to manipulate matter at a molecular level. He's able to transform objects such as turning hot magma into snow or turning a fighter plane into feathers. He's able to heal others, in one instance repairing a woman's hand that's been severely damaged by cancer and radiation, and on another example, removing a child's brain tumor. He was able to manipulate reality by pulling thoughts from the minds of those around him and creating matter out of nothing. So he was an extremely powerful reality warper in this form. This form of Captain Adam, while powerful, was short-lived, as the version that we've seen since the launch of DC's latest line-wide revamp, DC Rebirth, is far more similar to the post-Crisis version than the new 52. But yeah, Captain Adam is way beyond Omega level in this form, right? In any of these forms. It's ridiculous, or at least any of his forms since he was brought into the DC universe. This makes a lot of sense when we consider that he was the blueprint for Dr. Manhattan, and that Dr. Manhattan was revealed to be sort of a god of the DC universe in Doomsday Clock, or at least a godlike entity at the very least. And at his full potential, we know that Captain Adam is capable of wiping out entire universes due to the seemingly infinite amount of energy at his disposal through his connection to the quantum field. But with that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to an end. If you are new here to Comments Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, and I will catch you all later. Peace.